So good morning to all of you. We'll move to the next points under the requirements for the sterile manufacturing processes. In last lectures, we have discussed about the personal control, means what are the precautions we have to take regarding the persons that they are working in that particular sterile area. In today's lectures, we will discuss the various other points like 5 P's we have discussed, in which we have discussed 1 P, that is the people. Today we'll discuss about the premises, processing equipments, processes, and processing records. So here we can see one flow chart they have here given here. So flow pattern from one step to the next step. So to enhance the visualizations, we can visualize here how the supply can be take place here. So here these are the different areas we can see here. First is our storage area. Second one, control and clean environment. Third one, aseptic area. And last one, the clean area. So these are the four different areas are there. They have divided on the basis of the particular counts they possess. So if you see the this particular flow diagram, so we can easily connect with the processing what will happen in a large scale manufacturing or in a industry for the sterile formulations. Here we can see the supply storage, supply of ingredients, vehicles, solutes, supply of processing equipments and containers components. So all the raw materials or all the processing material that is required for the sterile formulations, which is stored at a specific area, and whenever we require for the processing purpose, they have supplied to the compounding area or basically in a controlled clean environment. So in the initial step, the formula ingredients like vehicles we have seen, solutes molecules are there, others additives are there. Along with that, the container components are there, like if you're using the vials, if you're using the ampoules, whenever means any plastic materials or either glass materials, they have supplied and some processing equipments. So that have been released for use and that are drawn from their respective storage area. So there, it's not like that these particular materials is stored in one area. There is a specific area for the ingredient storage purpose. There is a specific area for the container storage purpose or some processing equipment purpose also. Now, whenever these particular ingredients or this particular material is released for the formulation purpose, they are not directly utilized for the preparation purpose because there may be some chances of the contaminant still present on their secondary packaging or the tertiary packaging. So it has to be sterilized before they have used. Now, these particularly ingredients that are compounded according to the master formula which is designed to maintain the high level of cleanliness. If the product is solution form, it is filtered during the transfer to the aseptic room. So that we'll discuss later on. But here, I just want to discuss one thing. Whenever we are taking consideration of the processing equipments and the container components, these ingredients that are already sterilized or that before they have utilizing for the components, they have passing through the various testing, various quality control tests, and then after complying with this test, it is accepted for the formulating purpose. But here, this particularly regarding the processing equipments and the container components. So all the equipments and supplies that is introduced into the aseptic filling area here, which is the aseptic area. We'll discuss what are the types of area later on. Just I will sort of what is the process basically takes place in a sterile manufacturing processes. So the area should be a sterile. So having directly from the sterilization process, basically double index sterilizers that is most commonly used. And suppose this particularly not possible, then the packages or the hose lines from the equipment are supplied should be passed through the opening of the minimal size of the minimum size that can be reclosed under the aseptic conditions. Simple process kept in mind. You are performing the practicals in a biotechnology lab where whenever you are going to inoculate any bacteria on a medium, so you have to pass through that sterilization chamber. We call it the pass box, which is where your totally products get sterilized with the help of the UV radiation. So these processing equipments and the container components has to be sterilized before using for the filling purpose or the before using for the processing purpose. So cleaning also you have to carry it out as well as the sterilization. So there are various methods are there. We can use the steam sterilizations. We can use the disinfectant solutions for the sterilization purpose. Mostly containers when we are using they are packed in a polythene bag. So there may be chances of the dust particles they will present in on that particular plastic bag. So it has to be sterilized with the help of the disinfectant, or at least you have to clean it with the ethyl alcohol so that it can be sterilized properly, and then only sterilize material means like processing equipment as well as the sterilized containers that we are using for the next process. During the compounding of the product, as we have some master formula, in that master formula we have SOP that you have to follow this step properly, and they have mentioned the equipment that are needed for each and every step, and you have to follow those steps unless and until if you have not followed that step properly we cannot get the quality product. Now, here we can observe that this particular compounding of the products it is carried out in a controlled clean environment, while filling and a sealing that is carried out in a aseptic area. Now, what is the difference between the aseptic area and a controlled clean environment, or here for the packaging purpose? Again, we move to the clean area. Now, during the processing, here we can see whenever solutions we have prepared, we have mixed all the solid molecules in a vehicle properly or others additives, and then here we are performing one filtration process. So filtrations that will lead to the terminal sterilizations. So what will happen here? We are using the 0.5 micron filter papers and we have filtered out all the solutions to that filtration members and membrane. And as we know, the particle size of the microorganism which is less than 5 micron, and obviously that's why it is adsorbed, or it will be the adsorbed on a filter membrane. That's why the filtration is very much important. So here our final product or the ready to fill products get first sterilized here, and through the small opening or through the plastic pipes or any transfer materials which is transferred to the filling area. Now this is the very important area as per the guidelines they have provided. So these particularly means material or the solution means it is entered into the aseptic area. Now there are four types of class areas are there: class A, class B, class C, and class D. Depending upon the particular counts which are present in that particular area, they are divided. Now that's why we don't require highly controlled environments in a compounding area, because after that we are going to carry out the filtration also. So in that filtrations, if any microorganisms will be present, that can be entrapped in a membrane. But here, in this particular aseptic area, our product is ready to fill and seal. So whenever the product we have transferred from the storage tank to the nozzles of that particular machines, so there may be chances, there may be problems will occur, there may be some types of contaminations will occur. So for to avoid all those things, we have to perform these two steps in a aseptic area where the contaminations is minimal. So that we'll discuss later की किती amount मध्ये contaminations acceptable आहे किंवा so all the supplies like processing equipments, container components as well as the final solutions to be filled that must be introduced into the aseptic filling room in a such a manner that the aseptic state of this room is maintained, and obviously thereby the preventing the introductions of environmental contaminations into the product while it is being subdivided into individual containers. Now when I was in industry, so we have to filter out two times that particular product, so that extra solidity we are maintaining during the processing before the filling of our formulations. But again the same thing, all the filling processes we have to perform under the HEPA filter, high efficiently particulate air that we are called. There are different pore size of filters are there. They can entrap those air particulate matters which is present on the surrounding area, so they will not enter into the formulations. So is also proper filling as well as proper sealing that can be achieved. So environmental contaminations into the products that can be prevented here. So after filling, the next step, the containers are sealed. Once the containers are sealed, there should not be any contaminations or there should not be any contaminant can enter into the final product. So for that purpose, these two tests or these two steps has to be carried out with the proper precautions in a aseptic area. Now your product is properly sealed. We are performing some test on that particular final product, like a leaking test will be there, any particulate matters presence or not, pyrogen test will be there. So that all the tests has to be conducted during the process. Means in process quality control also they have to perform, and once it is sealed, it will enter into the packaging area. Now then primary packaging, here we are performing the primary packaging. Okay, so that our product will directly comes in contact with either vials and fused in either a glass container or either in a plastic containers, or if you are sealing vials we are preparing, it is sealed with the help of rubber closures, or plastic nozzles will be there that can be sealed for the plastic containers, or the glass we can use the tip sealing method or the under sealing method. So here our product is now completely free from the microorganisms. Now it will goes to the secondary packaging, but before going for the packaging, the process that is carried out the inspections of that particular sterile product which is which is properly filled and sealed in that particular containers. So the packaging will perform, and at the end, till the final process that is carried out before the dispatch of the product, this particular product is stored in a specific conditions. Means you have to maintain the humidity as well as the temperatures of that particular product as per the requirements, and you have to store that product till all the tests have passed or all the tests have met the specifications which are given under the pharmacopoeia, or which is stated by the master formula records. So then once it is passed, then it is transferred for the dispatch purpose. So there is a maintenance of the clean, but there is no need to meet the others like aseptic conditions, like or the compounding room conditions. The normal room will be there for the packaging purpose and the product storage purpose. So we come to know that this is particularly the process where from the dirt area to the aseptic area your flow will be there. The flow of material is very important. Now here we can see the first thing, ingredient will directly go to the compounding area. But here processing equipments after the cleaning and and once sterilizations, then it will goes for the compounding purpose. Same for containers components, they are first cleaned and sterilized and then they will enter into the filling area. Some equipment required for the filling purpose also, that nozzles we are using or whatever stage that we are using, that has to be sterilized prior to carrying out the filling conditions. So this is the flow patterns, or we can say the diagrammatic representative of how the flow materials will be carried out in a sterile formulations. Now we'll move to the different areas. So what precautions has to be taken, or basically when you are considering the premises, what precautions has to be taken here? So the facilities that we require for the manufacture of the sterile product, that should be designed for the control of the cleanliness, which is appropriate for each steps. So there must be perfect cleanliness must be achieved in aseptic filling room. Surrounding areas, that should be provided a buffer area with a standard or the cleanliness are only slightly lower than those for the aseptic room. To prevent the contaminations, there must be the primary objective in the design of these facilities. So to achieve this particular design and the constructions, there must be a knowledge of the purpose of the facilities that must be utilize facility utilizations of the best construction materials and design. So basically the ceiling, walls and the floors that should be constructed for the material that is easy to clean, non-porous, and it can be prevent to accumulations of the debris and moisture. So the building must be designed with the adequate size and the space for the operation. So now here we can see in this particular flow, there is a different area. These are the areas that are closed by the specific system. So the flow can be maintained properly. Then ceiling walls, and as I have already discussed, the ceilings and the wall and the floor should be constructed that is easy to clean. Then mostly one of the best finish for the rigid surface is the spray on a tile. This is the ceramic epoxy finish which is applied by the spraying or painting to form a continuous or the smooth seal coating on the ceiling of the wall. Then one of the another best material for the floors is ceramic plastic cements. It is applied as thick as a thick coat over existing rigid flooring to form a continuous seal surface. There are various another flooring materials also used uh, to increasingly in areas where the less heavy traffic is occurred, so mostly vinyl or other adhesives that can be used for the preparation purpose. So all the facilities must be validated. So whatever the facilities that we are using for the formulation purpose, all the facilities like water supply, electric supply, or the flow, that must be properly validated. There must be a good flow pattern from the person's personal material products and the waste material. So as already I have discussed, is the flow from the dirty to clean area. Okay. So the facility must be easy to clean and sanitize, like a surface equipment, exposed cores, floors, ceiling. Environmental control must be in place and utilities must be validated. That is, water system or the electric system will be there. So the standard environmental control, depending upon the area involved, like we have seen for the manufacturing, there is a different area. For the filling, we are using the aseptic area, and for the packing, then we are using the clean area. So depending upon that, the proper environmental control has to be there. So unquestionably, the entire area used for the preparations of the product, we have to prepare aseptically. Means with the help of the terminal solutions, we have to maintain the, we must be maintained under the most rigid control that exists in the technology formation. So if the product is to be terminally sterilized, it will somewhat less rigid biological control of the compounding and filling area may be acceptable, but rigid standards of the cleanliness must be maintained. So that has to be utilized. Some mechanical servicing like electrical, gas, water, air ventilations. So as I use the utilities word here, that must be validated. So and also obviously the lines into this area that is carefully planned. One of the most effective plans for this is to provide a floor above, space beneath, or a corridor alongside of the production area where all the service connections can be accessible and properly maintained. So this will prevent the interruptions of productions and most importantly the contaminations of the productions area by maintenance operations and persons. Then we'll talk about the very important factors here, the types of air control system. So here we can see there are three classes, class A, class B or class C. These are the areas where we have carried out. So here we can see aseptic area, manufacturing area and a packaging area. So class 100 also it is called class 1000 and class 10,000. So what is 100, what is 1000 and what is 10,000? So it is the particle count in air. So it should not be more than 100 particles per cubic foot of 0.5 micron particle size. So that has to be maintained. So air control system. So if any area which is occupied by the persons, the air must be exchanged at frequent intervals. So fresh outside or recycled air must first be filtered to remove the gross particulate matters. There is a to remove the fine debris down to the submicron range. We are using high efficiency particulate air HEPA filters that we are using. So that define as at least 99.97% of efficient in removing the particles of 0.3 micron size and larger, and will compose of the glass fibers and filters of the electrostatic precipitator that can be employed. So the air which is passing through these units can be rendered virtually free from the foreign matters. Another air cleaning system which is wash the air with a disinfectant and control the humidity of the same time. Now, how these class are divided? Currently, it is the only means in a aseptic area, so we can achieve the availability for the achieving a class 100 clean room. The class 100 means what? The particle count, or which is the room in which the particle count in an air which is not more than 100 per cubic foot of 0.5 micron and larger size. So HEPA filtered air is blown evenly out of the entire bag or as well as on the top of the workbench or entire side of the ceiling of the rooms. So ventilators means there are some system we have to develop. HAVAP system is there. So that system we have to maintain in all those areas where heat, ventilations, air and humidity is controlled here. So the airflow must be uniform in velocity and in directions throughout any given cross section of the area. So the air velocity which is employed, which should be 100 to 20, 100 or 120 feet per minute. So these particular HEPA filters that prevent the contaminations because it is swept away with the airflow. All the particulates matters which are present that can be swept away with the help of this particular airflow. So any contamination which is introduced downstream from the filter, how maybe they are carried out to the critical working area which is located further downstream. So this may be caused by the improper placements of supplies or the manipulations of the personnel or the discharge of the operating equipment. Because the risk of introducing contaminations in such a manner, it is generally considered to be less with the vertical flow. From the ceiling mounted HEPA filters, vertical flow is the most frequently utilized to protect the critical sections of the processing lines and similar activities. Horizontal flow, on the other hand, we can use, but it is used to protect the processing lines and used most frequently for the workbenches. We have laminar airflow LAF in biotech lab. So this particular laminar airflow which blows the air in a horizontal way, but in a uh, regular aseptic area, the flow from the vertical conditions. Now here the class 100 area or the class 100 work environments, which is normally specified for the most critical aseptic or the clean operations. So achieving such level of effective maintenance cleanliness is expensive and requires the effective maintenance as well as the monitoring. So it should be recognized that not all the operations associated with the parenteral medications require such an environment. To such an end, other classes are defined like a class 10,000 room we can use for the packaging and the storage area, class 100 room we can use for the manufacturing area, but class 1000 room we can use for the manufacturing area and class 100 we have to use for the sterile and aseptic filling and the stick sealing process. So the same are there, but here the particle counts is increased. Here for the B class, 100,000 particles per cubic foot, and for class 3, 10,000 per cubic foot can be allowed. So there are various methods are also there which will use for the control to carry out the effectiveness of the environmental control system. There are various methods are there. Biological evaluation methods that is most commonly used, like settling plate methods are there. Slit sampler method is there, or the centrifugal sampler method is there, or the cascade sieve sampler is there, or membrane filtration method is there. So these are the various methods that we can use for the method that is used for the evaluations for the environmental monitoring. Means तुमचा एरिया क्लीन आहे की नाही कसं आयडेंटिफाय करणार, क्लास 1 मध्ये आहे, क्लास 10 मध्ये आहे किंवा कोणत्याच्या मध्ये आहे. तो शटल प्लेट मेथड मोस्ट कॉमनली यूज की ॲट अ स्पेसिफिक टाइमसाठी तुमच्या प्लेट्स तिथे एक्सपोज केल्या जातात आणि पुन्हा त्याच्यामध्ये किती कॉलनी ग्रोथ झाल्यात हे आयडेंटिफाय करून प्रॉपरली एन्व्हायरमेंटल कंडिशन्स मेंटेन केल्या गेल्या आहेत की नाही हे तिथे ऑब्झर्व केलं जातं. So there are various methods are there that can be used. So this is the simpler flow diagram showing the arrangement of the different areas. So here raw materials will entered into the preparations area. Now raw materials like containers and the processing equipments here first goes to the cleanup area, cleaning is carried out, and then installations will be carried out, and from here they will enter the preparations. Again after the preparations it will enter into the installation process like membrane filtrations we can carry it out. Then from here installations we are entered into the aseptic area. From the aseptic area some terminal installation process we can use, and they will carry out the packaging. After the solutions, it will goes for the quarantine area. And once packaging will be carried out, it will goes to the storage area. So that is the process flow we have to maintain to carry out the proper or the quality standard product. So these are the different production facilities we require. So these are the different rooms: cleanup area for the cleaning purpose, preparation area for the production purpose, aseptic area for the filling and sealing purpose, quarantine area for the storage purpose, and finished and packaging area for the storing our final product with the help of the specific or by maintaining the specific conditions. Now we'll see one by one. So cleanup area, it is a non-aseptic area. It should be free from dust, fibers, and microorganisms. The constructed in such a way that there should be withstand moisture, steam, and detergents that we have already discussed this point. Ceiling and the walls are coated with the materials to prevent the accumulations of the dust and microorganisms. Exhaust fans has to be fitted to remove the heat and the humidity. The area should be kept clean so that to avoid the contamination to the aseptic area. कारण आपण फ्लो बघितलाय क्लीन एरिया मधून आपण सजेशन मध्ये जातो, स्टोरेशन मध्ये आपण फिलिंग मध्ये जातो. तो जो फ्लो आहे तो कुठेतरी प्रॉपर्ली कंट्रोल केला जातो. सो द कंटेनर्स अँड द क्लोजर्स आर वॉश्ड अँड ड्राइड in this particular cleanup area. Also, the processing equipments that we are using for the production process, after the productions, they are cleaned and washed in this particular cleanup area. Then the preparations area called the class 2 area or the class B area where 1000 particulate count per cubic foot that can be acceptable. So the ingredients in this particular preparations area, the ingredients are mixed and preparation is prepared for filling. It is not necessary that area is aseptic, but strict precautions is to be taken to prevent the contaminations from the outside, and that's why there is the airlock systems they are provided for the entry of persons from one compartment from one room to other room. Suppose you are entering into the preparations area, you have to change your clothes first. You have to sanitize yourself before entering into the productions area. You have to wear the proper attire that we have already discussed. What gowning you have to carry it out. You have to use the sterilized rubber gloves, so there should not be any contact with your hands, open hands with any type of contaminations will be there. So mostly cabinets and the counters prepared with the stainless steel. Ceiling and the walls must be sealed and painted. Once we enter into the manufacturing area, first we have to check whether all the processing equipments are properly sterilized. There should not be any residue which is present in that particular processing equipments. so which is confirmed by the help of the swab testing. You have to provide the swab samples to the quality control department. Unless and until you have not received the report that these particular equipments should not contain any trace material from the previous batch, you cannot use the processing equipments for the manufacturing purpose. Now here we are preparing the formulations. Now this particular formulation is ready for the filling purpose. Now the filling and the sealing, as we already discussed, it is carried out in aseptic area or in a class 1 area where the particulate count is 100 particulates per cubic foot. Our particle size 0.5 micron. So here the filtrations and the filling into the final containers and the sealing is carried out. The entry of outside person is strictly prohibited in that particular area to maintain the sterility. Special trained persons are only allowed to enter and work. Persons who work should wear the sterile clothes. So the same conditions we have to follow for the parental sealing, filling and the sealing area also. And also it should be subject to the physical examinations to ensure the fitness. Minimum movement should be there in this area. Again the same ceiling and walls and floors should be sealed and painted or treated with aseptic solutions, and there should be not be any toxic effect of this treatment. So this is regarding the aseptic area. Here the cabinets and the counters should be made with the stainless steel, which is because stainless steel which are not affected by the any materials, which is not corrosive also. Same mechanical equipment means your nozzles or whatever the pumps that we are using should be prepared with the help of the stainless steel. So it is most commonly used material for the preparations of the processing equipments and other in sterile formulations. Now the air sampling we have just discussed. So the air, it should be free from the fibers, dust and microorganisms. So mostly HEPA filters are used which removes the particles up to 0.3 micron. So the flow of air process steam in which air is free from the dust and microorganism flows with a uniform velocity. Air supplied is under the positive pressures which prevent the particulate contaminations from the sweeping, and UV lamps are fitted to maintain the sterility. So this has to be maintained in aseptic areas. Now, after filling and sealing and after the sterilizations of the products, this batch are kept in this particular quarantine area. The random samples are chosen and given for the physical examinations to the QC department. Then batch is sent to the packaging after issuing the satisfactory reports of analysis from the QC. Why it is so? Because if you start the packaging directly and suppose at the end you found there are some ambiguities in your product, so whatever the packaging cost will be there, it should be lost. So if any problem is observed in above analysis, the decision is to be taken for the reprocessing or further process will be carried out. So this is the quarantine area, and once it is packed, after the proper labeling, the product is given for the packaging. So packing is done to protect the product from the external environment, because we are using primary packing materials as a glass or as a as a glass or the plastic materials, and we are providing sealing also. So again you have to provide some secondary packaging to protect the product from the external environments. We have seen the characteristics of the packaging material, so I will not go in detail. But the ideal packaging is that it protects the products during the transportations, storage, shipping and handling. So the labeled container should be packed in a cardboard or the plastic containers, but the ampoules should be packed in a partition box. So during the transport, it should not be a break. So these are the different areas where you have to take the proper precautions. Now, third P, that is the primary materials, that we have lots of discuss already in additives that we are using, but the precautions that we have to take place here, that it must not react with or absorb any of the components they contain. So for that purpose, properly storage condition must be provided. All the components must be stored in a safe and orderly way. So it helps to prevent mix-up and the errors, and must be protected from the damage by the outside elements such as the winds, rain, and here we can see the insects. So the proper packaging should be provided for all the primary materials. So here, as I have said, during the procurement process, the materials, they are tested for the specifications, and on the basis of that these particularly materials are rejected or approved. So only approved material that is used for the production process, and rejected component must be properly identified, and you have to keep secret until it is disclosed. So approved product, it must be clearly identified and kept for at least 1 year after the expiration of the product. Final product as a sample for every approved components, you have to maintain for the at least 1 year after the expiration of the product also. The equipments, processing equipment must be located for the easy maintenance. Easy movement will be there, or then there should not be any crowding. So the proper maintenance will be there, and all the containers must be provided protection from the external contaminations. So all containers must be stored safely in a quarantine area or the storage area. The another one important thing here I want to discuss, that is the traffic control. So the traffic control basically means what? This is the flow that we are talking about. So basically, a carefully designed arrangement to control and minimize the traffic, basically in and out of the aseptic area, is very much essential. मी मगाशी म्हटलं की airlock system they are provided. So once you open a one door, the second door will open once you close the first door. So this can be only accessed directly from the outside. So personal washroom, the equipment washrooms, and a non-sterile manufacturing area. So access by the persons to the aseptic corridors and aseptic compounding and the filling room is only through the airlock system. Just now I have discussed. So excellence in environmental control would be literally easy to achieve. If not for the necessity for the personnel and the suppliers to move from the one area to the another. So airlock systems that they have provided. So person should be permitted to enter aseptic area only after following the rigid prescribed procedures for removal of street clothing, washing hands, turning gowns, shoes, gloves, and other prescribed attires. So then only, so once they have entered the aseptic area, they should not be permitted to go in and out of the area without regard. So these precautions has to be taken for the for basically to maintain stability in various areas. Now these are the various processes are there where you have to follow the GMP, purchasing and inventory process, sampling process you have to maintain, manufacturing process you have to properly carry it out, IPQC in process quality control test that you have to you have to carry it out. Quality control process are there, quality assurance process is there, validation process is also there, packaging and the labeling and the dispatch process, and after the dispatching the re-evaluations will be there. So starting from the purchasing till the re-evaluation, this is the cyclic process we can say. So we can maintain the sterility or maintain the standards for each and every step during the sampling also and during the dispatch also. So these all the processes are interconnected. So during the manufacturing process you have to perform the IPQC, or during the filling processes you have to perform the IPQC, in process quality control test. So we can assure that whatever the process which is followed now, which is having the proper standards, there is no any deviations which will occur is occurring in that particular processes and the validation process. So we have to validate each and every process at a certain specific time interval, because what will happen after a specific time, that particular process should not give the output which they have given during the early stages. So to validate that, the validation will be carried out. We will discuss validations in details in quality in layout topic where we have to discuss regarding the validations, the packaging, labeling, and the dispatch process. Different processes are there, and we have to follow the SOPs, standard operating procedures, MFR, master formula records, and other records, and so are the records. So here you have to take the permissions first on the quality assurance. Then you can ask for the quality control to the quality assurance, so that packing line is ready for the packing purpose. There is no any previous product is present. The environmental conditions are properly maintained. Once the quality control department give the rights or give the assurance for the packaging purpose, you can the packaging managers will set go and packaging in charge at the end. So this will be the flow pattern from the PC to the QA. When QA give guidelines for the packaging manager or the production managers, then he will give the guide order to the packaging teacher. So here, what we have to identify, packaging lines must be identified, machine must be clean and inspected, proper identifying lot number, batch number, whatever the labeling requirements are there, that must be analyzed properly, and everything is ready to roll when quality control and production skills are active. Then we can proceed for the packaging and the labeling. Now last week, that is the process recording. So you have to accurately record the process that you have to carry out. You don't believe in your mind that I can write down in later on, because sometimes if you perform the two steps simultaneously, you get confused which step is carried out at what time. And in pharma industry, the documentation plays vital role, because if you are not documented, that means you have not done that part. Because once you formulate the product, the process will not be remain with you, the product will not be remain with you. If any problems will occur or if any inspections will occur, only the documentation is the proof. So the record must be filled out at the time we complete the job. जेव्हा आपण जे प्रोसेस कॅरीड आउट करतो त्याच वेळी तुमचं रेकॉर्डिंग किंवा तुमचं जे काही डॉक्युमेंटेशन आहे ते कम्प्लीट झालं पाहिजे. सो दीज आर द डिफरंट टेस्ट, different considerations we have to consider for producing the quality product in a sterile manufacturing area. So these are the requirements, like personal requirement, areas are there, air control requirements are there. Then we have discussed regarding the processes, various processes are also there. Environmental control we have discussed, traffic control we have discussed. So this is all regarding the requirements we have to maintain throughout the producing the sterile formulation. So here we can simply summarize our topic that if you follow the GMP, you will follow the QC, which you can control the quality and ultimately you can assure the quality. So this all just now I have discussed, this is a theory. When you apply this theory in a practice, why these steps is required or why such a filtration is required, why not method, why not we can use this method. When you are applying in this practice, then only the quality products will be formed. Means the quality sterile product will be the form. Okay, so this is all regarding the sterile manufacturing area. The requirements for the manufacturing of sterile formulations. So we'll stop here. In next lectures, we'll talk about the small volume parenteral, their formulations, their different tastes, their different additives that are used in a small volume parenteral. So we'll stop here. Thank you.